Welcome back to Games Revealed. I'm James and also the Brink, and we are one community. Today, we have some pretty good stuff. We're going to be talking about Nintendo Switch sales dropping, Winnie the Pooh first-person shooter. I don't think you play as Winnie the Pooh, but we're going to talk about that. Got Ukraine using some special gear with the Steam Deck. Steam Deck is now an all-purpose device. And a bunch of other stuff that we're going to talk about. So, with that, let's welcome in some peeps today. Let me just get my stuff organized. I had to sign out of my Twitch account on OBS and sign into here, so apologize I'm a little late because of that. Welcome, Job, Cascoder, Wolf, Lojack, Windy Watch. Welcome back. Cascutter, make sure you read the actual report Nintendo put out. There's a lot of misquotes on what Nintendo's report actually said. Yes, they've been declining. So there's been a lot of decline of sales since the Switch came out, from my understanding. Well, not necessarily since the time the Switch came out, but every year they've declined, and so and they're hitting certain metrics and all that. So I'm sure there's a lot of misquoted stuff, but I mean, I think it'd be a little silly to think that the Switch is going to continue to outsell itself every year. Especially with there's only a limited amount of people that can afford it in the world. And then you also have aging tech with it. So my opinion, of course, but we'll get into that in a little bit. How is everyone doing? How is chat doing? Lojack, if I didn't say hi yet, welcome. Let's pop open some gluten-free Blue Jay. And we're just going to chill. We're going to chill. What we're going to do, go over a bunch of news today, like we always do, for about an hour. Talk about some plans, maybe make some plans for the next week. I'll do a minor deck rebuild project as I'm working on the release of it. And then I want to do, because I just have time to, maybe do an all-day stream or something in the next week, depending on how things go with interviews and all that. So, what is that? A Paloma? I don't even know. Type of drink, I guess. So, Windy Watch. I guess the Switch is in survival mode now, aging too much. Yeah, I mean, kids are born every day. They're going to age into it, be fine. The problem is that as other devices come out, as things get easier, I personally think the Steam Deck is eating into the sales a little bit. I know people don't want to admit to that, but I do think that's what's happening. So, it's not on Twitch, Wolf. It is on YouTube. Cascoder, there are many 7-year-olds who just watched the Mario movie and now want a Switch. I mean, that's anecdotal. You can't say that for 100% sure. And there's a good chance they already had one if they hadn't already. A lot of households have it. How many? Let's get into a little bit of this, okay? Yeah, Nintendo is using really old tech. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. There's a lot to this. And so it's not as simple. I'm not saying the Switch is bad. It's just, I mean, this was inevitable. Let's be honest. Steam Deck is projected to have 3 million sales by this year. That's really impressive considering they are still not available in most countries. Agreed. I think that number might get hurt a little bit by the Asus ROG Ally. I really do think that's a serious contender. I have a whole other video on all of that on is there a Steam Deck killer that I just released today that you guys go watch after this if you want. I'd love it. Honestly, comment on it. It helps the growth of the channel as I'm trying to get more content out, as I feel like I was in a little bit of a content winter there because of multiple reasons. But the deck rebuild project is getting closer and closer to being released, and then it's going to be very iterative, which is good. Predictable releases. yeah, we'll chat. Windy Watch. The Switch is so good for children hands. Yes, 100%. I'm not saying that the Switch is going to die or whatever. It's just I don't think the Switch is going to do as well, and I think it would be. I don't know. I think it's a little like for how old it is. I think it's a little silly, personally, to think that it's going to continue to grow at some of the paces it's done. Personal opinion. I honestly just kind of I don't want to switch too. Yeah, sit down. Thanks for watching the video. Yeah, it's been a while since I've released a video. It was I honestly like making those types of videos, but I have some top 5, top 10 videos I'm working on too. So I just wanted to make sure something that I released video-wise was Steam Deck related. So as far as like Steam Deck news, it's really hard to come up with a lot of Steam Deck news because they have their patch notes. They have a lot of stuff that I need to get into and actually cover. It's just I'm having a hard time feeling motivated to do so. Job, let's see. I have a Switch for my son before the Steam Deck, but really it is too old now. He actually uses the Q90 to play his Pokemon now. Interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the Switch. My son uses a Switch. I like the Switch, but it's aging tech. It's there. Okay, let's just get into this. Let's get into the Switch one starting out. Let me get the screen pop. I was going to save it towards the end. I usually try to save the bigger articles, but I obviously touched a nerve. I'll read a couple of notes from this and everything. Let's see here. This is the article. The only reason I have this is kind of as a backdrop. I have notes off to my right that I'm going to read off and kind of use as talking points, but we'll talk about it. It's the game. They've optimized things and things play well. I know with their handhelds, they tend to hold off like the 3DS, the DS, all that stuff, the Game Boy. They do hold for a while, but I do think because they tried to implement and release very AAA new age games on it, it is hindering some of that. I think they're essentially preventing a whole section of gamers from wanting to continue to buy it. Like, it's going to be more and more classified as a kids console. So Nicholas, the Switch is still going to sell 15 million units this year, which is something the Steam Deck may never do. It's still a great console for the average person. The Steam Deck probably will never sell 10 million at this rate. The likelihood of a Steam Deck 2 coming out by then is the reality. Nintendo did not come out in the last year. I think it's a little misleading to say that, Nintendo's going to sell 15 million units this year. For the fiscal year ended March, Nintendo forecast sales of 15 million units of the Switch. They've been selling and been doing this for a very long time and have almost failed multiple times. So it's definitely not something that is. I don't think they're failing, but the wane in demand, I definitely think is showing. And like I've said for a year, 2 years technically now, they need to get ahead of this and release a new system, a Nintendo Switch 2, to get ahead of it. They're cash cowing it, and how this works with cash cowing is that you have a lot of research, a lot of release. You have a release, you have a window where you gain traction of people buying stuff. You have a plateau, or it starts to round out, and then around that time is when you need to capitalize when you start to see downtrends on a new product if you can. In this, it's an iterative system, so it's an iterative console. Once it starts to downturn, you release a new system to then pick up those sales, typically. Depending on where you are in the bell curve, because, I mean, eventually no product is going to be going up 100% year over year, or like, doubling, tripling, whatever you want to say, unless it's a population with oil, gas, and all that. That kind of can happen. So Um, Necrosphere, welcome. Gondorian Slayer, it's funny people think Steam Deck is a threat. Well, I mean, so I just to defend the title of the YouTube of this video of this stream, I did it obviously to make it an interesting title and to talk about it. It's a fun thing to chat about. The Steam Deck, I mean, ultimately, I do think people are Gondorian Slayer. I'm planning on getting an OLED one. Now, and that's awesome. That's awesome. But you can't deny that the Steam Deck has hurt the sales of, and all these devices have hurt the sales of the Switch a little bit. If you're always been a Nintendo fanboy, you're going to get the Nintendo products. I'm a Nintendo fanboy to a point. I will be getting the Switch too. I am an exception because some people can only afford one or the other, or to support getting games one or the other. I do think the Steam Deck directly impacts, and a lot of these other devices directly impact. Is it great? Not really that much right now. Did it hurt it by maybe 100,000 cells? Maybe, I don't know. But it is going to hinder it a little bit. Not everyone has unlimited resources to pick both. So as the Steam Deck and these other consoles come out, and the cells honestly are amazing, there's a lot of other choices that you don't have on the Switch if you want portability, and more of the younger generation are picking more portable devices to play their stuff on. I do think it's going to hurt it a little bit. But who's the biggest enemy against Nintendo? The Switch. Bar being, I don't think it's going to be the PlayStation. I don't know what Sony's thinking. Sony's out earning, like they're out earned what Nintendo's prediction was on their earnings in the last year. Sony beat their predictions, Sony's predictions, that is. They're a competitor, kind of, because you got Microsoft, Nintendo, PlayStation, but they've kind of like sectioned off almost in some ways. If PlayStation actually released a threat of a mobile device, it maybe could hurt the Nintendo sales a little bit. The true enemy of Nintendo is Nintendo itself. And I don't think them getting on top of a new console that these new games coming out can work on. Like Hogwarts alone is taking extra time to work. The devs are working on it to make sure it works on the Switch. It's every year we go, less AAA titles are going to be good on it, in my opinion. Let's get into chat a little bit and see what you guys are saying. Cascoder, yes, but the pandemic happened. Their sales shot out of expectations, and Animal Crossing sold 1/3 for every Switch sold. Unprecedented rebound when it was originally expected to die out. Oh, agreed, 100%. 100%. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't like the pandemic made it so spending went way over on a lot of these devices because people were inside all day. I get it. Sony continues to, their growth and their sales of the PlayStation 5, from my understanding, keep on growing every year. Nintendo Switches are declining. Yes, they had a huge spike because of COVID, but come on. I really want to know seriously, at this point, why is someone buying a Switch at this point that hasn't already bought one or would have bought one? I just want to know. Like, they're gonna start declining. Let's be honest. I think it's a little weird to say otherwise. Gondorian, I'm definitely impressed Steam Deck is getting this much sales. Good for them, I think. They're not even in stores yet, technically, and they're not global. That is where the Asus ROG Ally will probably outsell the Steam Deck by the end of next year. People don't realize that the ease of access and to grab stuff, and but then, I mean, they're gonna have to do really good. That's why I say the Steam Deck's going to continue to be the go-to for this year. We'll see during the holidays. Next year is going to be kind of up in the air. I don't think Steam Deck is going to continue to hold the crown next year unless something else happens. The ROG Ally has a global release market. Like it can release globally easily. From my understanding, it's going to be and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, Australia. It's going to be in pretty much every market it can be. Asus can do this. They can iterate. They know what they're doing when it comes to hardware. Not saying that it's well, I'm going to pair, whenever I get an Asus ROG Ally, I'm going to pair it with SteamOS probably, because I just, the experience is just that much better. I really like SteamOS, and I don't need to play every game on Windows on my portable device as it is in my companion. Like I play it in bed and all that. Siddhanth, I was thinking of getting the Switch, but the Steam Deck became available without waitlist, so got the Steam Deck instead, and it has been one of my best purchases. 100%. 100%. It all depends on the person, too. Like, the catalog that the Steam Deck has is crazy. If Valve actually did some real marketing and actually did some real partnerships, and so I do think some people are correct where they care, but they really they're about pushing innovation, about pushing things, and other people may be picking up and taking that with them. If they really did care, they could really, really do well, because that catalog alone of 9,000 plus verified games on the Steam Deck is crazy. LoJack, Nintendo doesn't port games very well. Some games looked terrible and had some shitty FPS. Yeah. Well, and then on top of it, they kind of piss me off with how they do old school games. How they have, oh, you want to play the old Marios and all that? Well, we don't like people emulating or do anything of that sense to be able to play their old games that they bought forever ago. But here you go. Here's a subscription to where you can access these that are essentially ROMs with an emulator or portions of an emulator that we stole and made it a monthly subscription. That is a joke. No part of that infrastructure costs enough to warrant what they charge. Super. I am not Nintendo's enemy. I like Nintendo. Well, who knows? Okay. Also, Nintendo has plenty of enemies at this point. They literally almost hate gamers at this point with the way they treat people. I know that they have to protect their IP, but no other company protects their IP like Nintendo does. It's a little scary, to be honest, with how many people have been. Like, one person was watching a video that was approved on Twitch, and their channel got at least a copyright strike and banned for a day or something like that. It's ridiculous. And Nintendo did it directly. Like, they directly banned them or copyright struck them on Twitch. I don't know exactly how all that works. Nintendo's super nostalgic. I love Nintendo stuff, but they're not our friends. I really feel like they're not our friends. LoJack, yes, their subscription was a joke, and the amount of games they had at the start was laughable. That's how a lot of systems are, though. Yeah, Gondorian. Nintendo, it can be a little harsh sometimes. Lomkey, they banned multiple people. The one I was thinking of, let's see here. Twitch. Nintendo bans. Yeah, like this right here. A Zelda streamer mistakenly banned on Twitch for streaming press preview footage. This is actually the person I was talking about. I think she used to be was she over at IGN, I believe? So it does sound like it was mistaken, but she did do a video up. It was on Skill Up. They're awesome. It's an awesome channel if you haven't seen their stuff yet. So it was a temporary ban. Okay. Yeah. But it was mistakenly. But still, the hair trigger that they have, the DMCA system that they have, and Nintendo is ridiculous that even it was temporary. PewDiePie sounds like he was playing copyright system like stuff anyways. Like that whole PewDiePie thing, Wolf, is like weird. We could get it like we could create a streamer edition of this whole stream, not today because today is about game and hardware news. But yeah, that the whole PewDiePie thing is weird. If you want to like do some investigation on what's going on with that, like he suddenly started streaming content, just suddenly hasn't streamed in years on Twitch, and they took his channel down. So PewDiePie is a strange dude. I will also give you a hint. I'm not a stranger to him, but I'm also a weirdo too. Just look at my history. Oh, okay. It's just Deck revealed Twitter. It's all. I was just kidding. I don't know. I don't have that weird of a history. Yeah. Alana Pierce worked for IGN recently, got a job at Sony Santa Monica, and wrote on God of War Ragnarok. Okay. That's cool. She makes a lot of money, so she does those jobs out of fun. Which is so weird. Don't get me wrong. Like, if I was big enough on YouTube and making enough money, I'd be working on my video game. So, I don't know what to say. Necrosphere, Brink. Didn't Microsoft copyright strike their own Redfall official trailer on Twitter? Sounds like something Nintendo would do, honestly. Yeah, if we bring in Twitter into the realm, who knows what's going on with Twitter? Twitter is bonkers right now. Like, they're just bizarre. Make sure to @ me, like Necrosphere did, if you want me to respond to you. So yeah, I'm sorry if I miss your guys' Nintendo Switch stuff. Repost it because I'm gonna have to like search through a ton of comments. Yeah, and Crazy Tamal, I will say this. Welcome, by the way. Welcome back. If I do think the one thing that might help them this year, and we might see a good increase of sales potentially, is the new Zelda game coming out. But I don't know, because the last one came out it came out a while ago. The last Zelda game came out a couple years ago. Maybe people sold their Switches. Maybe they want to buy a new one because they sold them and they gave them away or whatever. I know multiple people where that's happened. And so there's a good chance that there might be an increase of sales because more people are picking it up because they already beat the first one on the Switch and want to play it again. Yeah. Cast Coder, I was going to say it came out the same time because there was also some like whole bunch of stuff around that. Cast Coder. Wasn't there some performance issues the first month? But yeah, it came out March 2017 or 2017. Yeah, man, that is 6 years ago. Holy shit. That is crazy. I swear Casco, they had some issues. I remember reading something that they had. That game is an amazing game, though. Like, I'm probably just mistaken. Yeah, time really does fly. Dreamer, I can almost guarantee that the Tears of the Kingdom will feel better being played on a deck controller than a Joy-Cons. Yeah, unless you're a little kid, the Joy-Cons suck. I'll be honest. Necrosphere, Brink, the only reason I haven't bought a Nintendo Switch is because my Steam Deck emulates most Switch games, but I mainly just want to play Breath of the Wild, and I'm playing the Wii U version on my deck with mods. Oh, yeah. I've heard that the new Zelda game coming out the emulators work with it, and that I think probably Cast Coder knows this the most. Does it work? Has someone got it working on the Steam Deck yet? I can't remember. I'm horrible at keeping up. There's a lot of content creators in the Steam Deck sphere that talk about this stuff, and I'm just catching some breath of air about to release the Revealed project, and so Just getting caught up back on some stuff. Okay, Cascoder, I know it can work on the deck. Yeah, I kind of figured it would work on the deck. LoJack, you have to get the satisfied grip for the Switch if you don't have a child hands. Yeah, you have to get something like this right here. Because, yeah, otherwise, yeah. Yeah, so, to wrap up this, declining Switch sales, the article highlights that the sales of the Nintendo Switch have fallen by 22% in the year ending March 2023. This could be a significant concern for Nintendo, especially considering that the Switch has been one of the company's most successful products in recent years. Increased competition. One possible reason for the decline in Switch sales is increased competition in the gaming industry. With the launch of new consoles from Microsoft, Sony, as well as growth of mobile gaming, Nintendo may be finding it harder to maintain its market share. And that is, and like we talked about earlier, I don't think that's going to fully happen until Microsoft or PlayStation really release a handheld where it's a console-like experience, like a true console-like experience. But the Steam Deck will hurt some of those sales. I think it'd be weird to think otherwise. I know a lot of people say it's not a direct competitor. It's hard to say if it's a direct competitor, but it definitely competes slightly. But like I said, to kind of like put the final thing on that, the biggest competitor, the biggest weakness right now for Nintendo is themselves. So, number 3, let's see. They're not. So the article doesn't offer much information on Nintendo's plans for the future, but this could be a good topic for discussion. What does Nintendo need to do to turn around the decline in Switch sales? Will the company focus more on other products such as the 3DS or mobile games, which would be weird? I don't know why I did focus on the 3DS. I mean, the Nintendo Switch is like 3DS meets mainstream gaming consoles, right? So. Cascoder, hard to maintain their market share. The Switch is the number 3 console sold of all time. Yeah, okay, you gotta stop being a little defensive. At the end of the day, there is more people being born into this world. More gamers are being born into this world. The market share, as long as, knock on wood, recession and all that other stuff doesn't come, every console that comes out is probably going to be bigger market share. The Switch, the Nintendo, the Steam, if we want to talk about overarching like sales, the Nintendo or the Steam Deck is never going to beat the Switch. What we're talking about is current profits, meaning things will start to slow down. Nintendo will start to lose grip. When do they release a new one? And if they have proven that they've almost gone bankrupt before on stuff like this. So I don't think they should wait too long. They could be the top dog for now and still lose at the end. They've already proven themselves to be able to lose at the end. So they got to be a little careful. That's why I say they're their biggest enemy. They're doing great. Like, this is not to diss the Switch per se. It's just, it's interesting. Steam Deck released last year. Nintendo sales are down quite a bit. Coincidence? I don't know. You tell me. Okay, but really, slight coincidence. I think it's more or less just declining year over year sales. Like, personally, Lome Key, I can see Sony, but Microsoft just have their hands in too many things. They need to focus on their games than buying stuff, making themselves bigger. Lome Key, the interesting thing about like a lot of these places, they can do multiple things at once. Sony has so many divisions, it's not even funny. What are they, $1 trillion company at this point? Samsung's $1 trillion company. Microsoft's $1 trillion company. Google is not. Apple's a $1 trillion company. Could be wrong about Microsoft, though. I don't know. But Microsoft has multiple divisions. They have hundreds of thousands of employees that can work on things in different ways. Being able to create a portable device is not going to prevent anything else from working unless they're micromanaging. Alumkey, agree, but you limit how many devs that know what they're doing in leadership. Technically, depends on. There's so many different ways to architect. I've been doing a lot of dev interviews lately to organize companies. Now, Microsoft has some old school mentalities that they need to get away from and branch off a little bit more so, but I don't think them trying to acquire studios or creating studios would do almost anything to directly impact developing portable gaming. The hardware and the software divisions would be very similar, very different. But I guarantee they have a prototype, like some type of prototype in the works. I think it'd be silly if Microsoft didn't. Sony has several sister companies. The way Sony is built out, they have Sony Pictures and stuff like that. Meaning the way they're run, they're probably even run by their own CEO. So they have a parent company and then they have children companies. Google does the same thing with Alphabet. Microsoft, I don't think does that. Xbox might be a subsidiary, meaning like a child company, but I can't remember. Yes, BT Maverick, Sony Electronics, Sony Movies, Sony Video Games, and I'm sure there's a lot more, but nowhere near $1 trillion. I know Samsung is worth $1 trillion. You guys got me all kind of interesting. No, okay. I was like, there's no fucking way that's true. Let's see here. I want to know in dollars. Doll has. As a market cap, no, that's not true. I'm 100% sure they're worth. Let's see, why isn't some? I'll have to double check all this, but I saw it a couple of years ago. Samsung was worth more. Not market cap though. Welcome, Spicy, if you're here. Sony is 117 billion. Yeah, I'm probably mistaken. I swear I looked at this stuff though a while ago, and they're worth, not market cap. Their worth was a lot higher than it was. Yeah, chalk it up to I haven't looked in a couple years, and I'm probably mistaken. Inflation hits everyone bad. So let's get into some we've already offended Nintendo people. Now let's offend a little bit of Chinese people. No, I don't want to offend anyone. But Winnie the Pooh, the horror game, has been revealed. And I figured that this would be kind of a fun article to talk about. I know we were talking about hardware and all the fun stuff there, but we need to move on and talk about the 100-acre woods. This whole thing. Let's watch the. So this is from an indie studio, obviously. This is an indie studio. Let's see what the trailer's all about. Oh, this is definitely not. That's if I did the voiceovers of my game, which I probably will end up doing. Wishlist on Steam. What? Oh, I didn't. Okay, I already watched it. Sorry. It's like that was the shortest trailer ever. Okay, you gonna play? Oh, come on. I think this is Unity. Shit. That would be not a bad idea, Necrosphere. Oh,
You're the person to do it.
sorry. I'll start it over again. I apologize. Yeah, so I had it on mute.
Now, this here's the part where we talk about what just happened. You see, Christopher Robin has found himself in a sticky situation, locked up in a honeypot, and judging from those desperate cries, very likely near death. He'll be needing some help to get out of there, and it would seem you're the person to do it. I can't exactly explain what happened to make his friend so upset, or why you did what you did to that poor pig. But two things are sure. Christopher needs your help, and you are not alone out here.
I'm Winnie the Pooh Bear. You
Welcome
got it.
to the 100-acre wood. Enjoy your stay.
So the guy, I feel like the guy that made this was like, the guy's like, I want to make a video game about Winnie the Pooh. I know because I believe the copyright's up, right? So like anyone can make anything. That's why there's a Winnie the Pooh movie and all that. The copyright is free to use now, or the IP is now public domain. That is. Gundorian. I feel like the voice is something I would do, but he probably did a better accent than me, and it was not good. Yeah. So, super. We need spicy. We need the Pooh horror. Everything. Yeah, we do. This is very cringe. Yes, it is Necrosphere, but you know who will probably play this? I like Choo Choo Charles. That was cringe. I will probably play this on stream at one point, and I will probably enjoy it. It is. They didn't even have an enemy in it. They had a lot of it's interesting. So right here, here's the description: explore and survive a twisted 100-acre wood. Is it 100-acre wood? Isn't it woods? Isn't it 100-acre woods? I'm probably wrong on that. While being hunted by an old childhood friend, Winnie the Pooh, rescue Christopher Robin with the help of eldritch beasts that were once familiar faces. Okay, so you're probably going to fight against Tigger, Piglet, Rabbit, all them. Help of eldritch beasts that were once familiar faces. Discover what took place and has changed a once beautiful land into something dark and dangerous. Necrosphere, did you see the new FPS game that's a cross between Doom and Cuphead called Mouse? I did not. That sounds awesome. Is this it? Oh no. Oof. I'll be honest. It sounded awesome. I'll have... This is still super early in development. I'd have to see what the actual game looks like. Necrosphere, they made this due to Mickey Mouse now being public domain. Is Mickey Mouse not public? And this isn't even Mickey Mouse, is it? Like, is it like is it in does it look like Mickey Mouse enough to where he, you know? Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think Mickey Mouse is public yet. They are coming up on that, and we'll see what their lawyers do. They're having to deal with a couple of things over in Florida, but once that's taken care of, we'll see. Gondorian, the poo versus mouse. So many stupid jokes could be made from that. Lomke, who we win? Winnie the Pooh or Smokey the Bear? Who would win? We'll have to see what the creature. If it's Eldritch Horror. So the game is built. So that game looks interesting. I want to see what it looks like further built. Even this game's trailer was created before. It's probably like way before it's finished, and even had some enemies. But it's taking Eldritch Horror kind of vibes, or inspiration from the Eldritch Horror franchise. But yeah. Necrosphere. It does look like it's in the likeness of it. I don't think it's going to. It might trigger Disney. It might not. So we'll see. BT Maverick can't you always get a free trial of Game Pass, or is it something you just have to throw? Or are there actual 14-day trials that you can get? Is it 7 days? Don't you, like, when you first sign up, you get like a little bit of time for free with the Game Pass? All I know is if you're gonna play Redfall, try it through that first. Necrosphere, Coke Bear wins all day. Smokey the Bear versus Cocaine Bear. I mean, LoJack, I think does Smokey the Bear have a hatchet? Because that might change it a little bit. Maybe. Honestly, probably not. Cocaine Bear all day long. Necrosphere, Disney is rolling in his grave right now. Dude, Disney is rolling in his cryogenetically frozen state underneath the one of the attractions at Disneyland. I mean, that's the rumor. I don't think it's true. There's something along the cryo freeze though stuff. Siddhanth, have you played Jedi Survivor yet? I have not. I am in the middle of playing the first one, which we'll play right after this here in a couple some minutes. But yeah. Game Pass gave me 5 links to give out, but yes, you get free trial. Ooh, nice. BT Maverick, yeah, if anyone wants one, maybe you can ask him in Discord. McGruff the Crime Dog mumbles, yes. McGruff how old isn't that a game? Like, that's a really old game, isn't it? Let's get on with some of these other things. So that's 100 Acre Woods, which is, I love indie games. I'll be honest, cringe or not. Honestly, the cringe ones are the more fun ones to play. Like cringe horror. Choo Choo Charles, actually, when I streamed it, I got like up to almost 70 people watching it. When I streamed it on YouTube, I probably should have kept that up. But that was a fun game. Like, it was cringe, but I like that it's different. It's good cringe, in my opinion. What's bad cringe is AAA studios releasing games that are buggy still, which has been like every game this year. I'm pretty like forgiving of it if they're going to get it fixed within the first month. Sometimes I understand how software works, how game releases work. Sometimes it's really like, some people are like, well, why can one studio release a perfect game and another one can't? Well, complexities lie with how big the world is, their system, their base, like the foundation, like the game engine they use is really important. People are starting to get used to the Unreal Engine 5 or Unreal 5 engine. There's so much complexities that go into bugs and all that, or buggy games. But I do think people, and $70 and all that, yeah. Mumbles, not sure about you, but I can't justify paying $70 for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Why not? Honestly, if there's a game that deserves $70, that game's going to have so much in it. Spicy. Superman is going to hit the public domain in 10 years. Ooh, that'll be interesting. I feel like it's almost a part of public domain anyways. I'm also playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. It's so good on the deck. Yes, it is pretty good on the deck. I'm not playing on the deck, but yeah, it is actually pretty good. I have not Lone Key, but tried Hogwarts on the Steam Deck in a while. Had a patch. It's running even better. That's good to know. I would tell my wife, but she's already done playing over 200 hours, and she's been on stuck on something a little less. Well, okay, it's more addictive. Cult of the Lamb. Honestly, in the future, I'll probably have her on this stream/podcast in the near future. The thing is, I do this around the time the kids go to bed, so yeah. Cast Coder, that is brutal. We're going way off topic. You really know how to get me to just... Okay, so, Cast Coder, maybe we'll get a Superman movie then. A good Superman movie. The problem is Superman is not a good... I'm going to get some hate for it. He's not a good protagonist. Maybe a good antagonist, honestly, but not a good protagonist. He's too perfect. He can do too much. Pretty much think of every other hero. He can pretty much do what they can do almost. Obviously, like Talking with Fish and all that, but this isn't really like a superhero kind of. I'm not even the biggest. I like superheroes and I like all that stuff, but like Superman's just not a good. Like Batman makes such a better because he's more relatable. It's really hard to relate with someone that's just OP. Heck, Goku is more relatable than freaking Superman because he has to go through struggles. I mean, they artificially have to make struggles for Superman, but that's a whole other thing. I probably just offended like everyone. Chalice, I gotta get an SD card ASAP. I got 4 gigs left on my 256 gigabyte. I have in the, I think it's also in this one. If you go dig down there, you'll see that I have a recommended Steam Deck accessories list in there. If you go in there, go find the Samsung Evo Select. Go grab yourself the 256 or the 512. I recommend the 512. It should still be on sale. You buy it through that link. I also get a cut. It's also a recommended product. I really like it. I have like 3 or 4 of them. So, BT Maverick answer. I doubt it. From Soft does bare minimum when it comes to stuff like that. Yeah. Ooh, Mumbles. Armored Core is one of those series that I'm surprised at how big of a fan base it is and how I really liked the game, but I liked it for just flying around and destroying mechs. That's all I wanted, and it gave me that. True Blue Magic Dude, I'd say you haven't watched good Superman stuff. Agreed. I'm also not the biggest Superman fan. I'm a big Batman fan. I love all the Batman games. The dark, brooding nature, it just is a self-reflection of my heart, kind of, but not really. Superman in the TV show right now has to deal with being a parent while Lois has cancer. Oh, that's right. Jeez. Oh, that's so dark, though. But yeah, no, honestly, that's relatable. That's different, though. That's different. And I agree, that is better. But also at the same time, very sad. Okay, let's see here. Necrosphere, Brink Fanatical is giving away Hot Shot Racing for free now. Only 5 hours left. I think the redeem Steam code. Okay, let's go to Fanatical real quick. You can also use reference code Games Revealed if you want to help out the channel. If you're going to buy stuff anyways, it doesn't hurt you. It just helps me. So please do it. Am I missing something? 10% off for Dead Island 2. Nah. Assassin's Creed update 82% off. That's not bad. They have a bunch of bundles going on right now. Steam Deck Verify. Man, they really are pushing those. $8. This is definitely worth the cost. This is such a good game. And it plays good on the deck, too. Let's see here. Let's look at the Steam Deck one. Arkham, this is also an amazing one. That being said, I don't think it's deck verified, though. I wonder if they finally fixed the one issue they were having. I don't think so, though. Data Science Bundle, interesting. Data Science is going to be screwed by AI. Okay, let's stop searching. I'm sorry, I'm browsing. Laura's, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Across saves and LSE. Mumble's not related to the Steam stream, but what did you think of one of the creators leaving Halo, Joseph Staten, leaving Microsoft for Netflix, making a AAA game so we might get Netflix games on PC? Netflix needs to rethink the way that they do that. Netflix wanted to do games that were consumable by streaming, and I don't think they were that good. They had IPs that were okay, didn't create interesting enough games. Now, one of the creators of Halo, going over there's a good chance that his direct, as long as he's given enough, and this is related in some ways, if he is given enough creative freedom, there's a good chance something good will come up from it. The problem with Netflix is how do they monetize that? So if they want to create a whole, if it's a AAA title, not everyone wants to stream a AAA title on their PC. Now, if they make a Netflix install, launcher, all that, and then you play it from there, then I could see it. And Amazon would do a good job of doing something like that. I think a launcher, that is. Cascoder, if they do right, Netflix could legitimately be the biggest player to rival Microsoft in cloud gaming in the future. Oh, 100%. 100%. And funny enough, speaking of that, let's see. What is it? Boosteroid? Their CDN, they must have changed their CDN. I have been credited stuff, and I'm going to potentially start working Boosteroid. So I'm going to be testing out their stuff over the next few weeks, do some videos on it, and see how good it is. They're a company, I think, located in Europe somewhere, or like somewhere near Europe. Bringing this in, this is like cloud gaming, but you buy so essentially how it works, from my understanding, is you have like these virtual computer, or whatever. You install your games, or you add your keys to it, and then you play games. So not you can buy stuff through Fanatical and add it through the key system, but it's not like you pay for the service and then everything's unlocked in their service. It's you pay for the service that then you can stream your games on. It's virtual desktop, Mumbles, yeah. Excuse me. Man, this is making me super burpy. I honestly have not tried it yet. I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed. They gave me points already. Maybe they messed up. Oh, well. It's an interesting concept. It's a really interesting concept. This will be, as I work with them further, I will be, I think, also getting a key. So if you do sign up and use them, I will have not a key, but a referral code and all that I'll get also residuals from. But I'm probably going to add this as a slight integration into the Steam, into Revealed project, along with Game Pass. Make it a little bit easier to play there. Yes. Netflix, I actually think you're onto something, Cascoder. I actually, thinking about it, Netflix has super strong platform for streaming video, just doing all sorts of streaming, right? If they took that infrastructure knowledge, along with bought Google's infrastructure for gaming platform, meaning that they had video cards to work with, they might be able to make a really compelling streaming game service. But I'm kind of hoping they go the route of Game Pass, where you can do one or the other, depending, of course. Why is Kelvin in that picture? Was there... I don't know. Why is it... It's kind of pixelated. They need to... they need to go optimize their images for their hero. It's because there's a bunch of people. Why is he pointing, though? That is interesting. He's from the Sons of the Forest, by the way. Kind of a weird add-on to it, too. Necrosphere Brink, I posted the link and tagged you in Discord on Hot Shot Racing. It's a good and fun game. Okay. Don't ignore all the stuff I'm ignoring, please. I am bad. I'm a bad person. There you go. Use referral games revealed, so I get 0 money because it is free. Honestly, that's really cool. So, yeah, if you want a free game, man, there you go. Actually, this makes me think of like a very cartoony version of Hot Pursuit, like Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Cool. Don't look at my credit card. And bot. Well, awesome. Thank you, Necrosphere. This is all live, brought to you by, yeah. So, let's skip that. Warner Brothers execs say Hogwarts Legacy sold 15 million copies of Hogwarts Legacy. Which, suck it, Nintendo. Look, they sold 15 million copies of this game, and the year's not even over yet. Nintendo can't even sell 15 million Switches this year. So, I don't know, guys. Sarcasm. This is dripping with sarcasm, if you didn't know. Made over $1 billion, and now they want to do the same with Superman. No. We just talked about this. Oh my gosh. There's so many other options. Make an open world Batman or damn it. I think they're pretty full of themselves if they are going to go that route. Not saying that there couldn't be a good Superman. I'm just like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. Lomkey, I wonder many they sold on the deck. I am curious about that too. BT Maverick wished Amazon had native downloads. They really want to compete. It's a hard one. So native downloads requires a whole other set of infrastructure that they probably don't want to build out. I mean, Amazon, they overhire and then they're firing. They're laying off everyone right now because no real reason. They just don't want to commit. I'm a little worried about the Amazon gaming division, especially even Twitch. That's why I do both YouTube and Twitch, but I wanted to do Twitch because I was worried about YouTube, but now I'm more worried about Twitch actually like surviving. So I don't know. What's up, Chad? Cat and Bebe. Cascoder, make an open world Flash. You have SSDs. That might be the comment of the year. Honestly, a Flash would be fun until you think about it. And you're like, how do you, like, they're going to have to mimic like everything being super slow as you're running. So you'll run like you feel like you normally do, but everything feels stuck. Then you could have some fun, but it'd be a really hard one. That would be a really hard one to do, Cascoder. Mumbles, open world Ninja Turtles game. 100% behind that. I'm not even the biggest Ninja Turtles fan. I loved them as a kid. Don't know why nostalgia didn't catch up with, or hasn't caught up with me yet with that one. I loved playing the NES game, or the NES or SNES version of the Nintendo, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Sorry, I'm speaking too quick. Wolf is getting ready to move. She's moving soon. So she's probably distracted, honestly, or maybe hanging out with family. Yeah, she's moving off pretty far away, so she's major stress until Monday, I believe. So just as a heads up on that Necrosphere. Ukraine's, okay, this is an interesting one. No matter how you feel about this, which I think if you feel one way, okay, I don't want to get into politics. I think it's a little weird. This is an interesting story, and the reason why I want to bring it up is because this makes the Steam Deck a multi-tool. I'd like that. I like the concept that we're getting smaller and smaller devices. Maybe we're going to have devices that are just going to be able to do so much because it's a PC. Like, right? It's a PC, so they were able to make it work however they wanted to. Just a little bit of let's go over the talking points for this. Briefly, So, yeah, the report that the Ukrainian military is using Valve's Steam Deck for controlling their turrets remotely. It's portable and versatile. Data discuss how the Steam Deck's portability and versatility make it a convenient and cost-effective option for military. Cost-effective is definitely there. As they explain, the device's ability to handle various games and applications makes it a versatile tool for remote control. It's also Linux. Honestly, depending on how they build out there, if they don't use Flutter, I'm not going to get into the whole Flutter thing. They should be good to go with Unity. Honestly, they'll probably use Unity. Oh my gosh. The new drone and turret mode game brought to you by Unity. Now control your turret and destroy those pesky intruders. Yeah, I could just I'm just imagining all the mods coming out soon, where people are going to be able to use the Steam Deck to control turrets, whatever they want. The Steam Deck, wasn't designed for military, obviously, but its capabilities have made it a useful tool for the Ukrainian military. This is a good opportunity to highlight. Yeah. So, yeah, they essentially adapted it, created some software for it, and are able to control their turrets and some other stuff with it. Super bizarre, super cool. If it had a wireless mod, like a better wireless module, they could really do a lot. I don't want to see gaming hardware used in warfare, but because the way Steam Deck is, it's such a versatile tool. It's just cool to see that it's going to be used for everything. War maybe not as cool, but it's just interesting, I guess, more than anything. Capcom just had its best year ever, selling 41 million games, which is crazy, and none of them being that buggy. I think Resident Evil 4 was really good. A little bit of performance issues, a little bit, but honestly, that's more on the Steam Deck than anything. So, great game, great year. Yeah, let's get into chat a little bit more. Here's for nice. You just bought HWL on deck and just started playing it last week. Well, Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah, wolves moving to Antarctica. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, Mumbles definitely shows how flexible the hardware is. The Steam Deck, with the price to performance to what it can do, because it is you have game mode, you also have the desktop mode. It can run almost everything. It is missing some STDs, some I don't know about standard libraries, but I feel like it's missing a couple things that a normal Linux system would have. Oh no. Cascoder, when the make it open source crowd needs to stay silent. Make it open source. Yeah, no, I agree. With all those stuff going on in the world, I don't think we need to open source turrets. So, Mumbles, give me turret voices from Portal. No, okay, I'm not going to lie. If I was in a battle zone and that's what I heard and it started firing at me, I'd probably have nightmares for years and would never be able to play Portal again. Lego 2K Drive looks like maybe it's good. Yeah, it might be. I don't know much about that. Oh yeah, Chad. Chad's getting pumped for his B-Day coming up. Mumbles, using Switch has a modified gun holster. Oh no, I don't even want to think about that. Welcome, Beppy. How's it going? I'm going to go on my first plane trip with the deck soon. Nice, Beppy. Dude, that is awesome. Yeah. SDs, standard works library, whatever you want to call it. Beppy, for offline mode, just pick a couple games. Don't get too complicated. I think people download too much. Pick 2, maybe 3 games. Test them out. Go into offline mode. Test them out. and or turn off your Wi-Fi or like walk away and just see how they play, you should be good to go. Preferably pick games that are not like MMOs. Obviously, they're like not that important to have offline mode. That's what I'd recommend. Mumbles, did anyone see in the point shop they got boot up animations to buy with points? Yes, they do. I am a bad YouTuber, Steam Deck YouTuber. I consider myself a gamer YouTuber that tries to make a little more structured content. I'm not great at it. My content, I don't think my content's bad. I'm just not good at making I like doing lists. I maybe do a little bit too much. I need to cover that. It looks cool and all. I like the stuff you can buy points. It just doesn't have the variety that we're going to have in the Revealed app. And also you can get it at the Steam Deck boot videos. I don't know what the website is, but yeah. Spicy Turret Simulator 2023. I don't know what to say about that. That's brutal. That is a brutal. Here, let's get into this so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Jeez. Spicy, you are extra spicy tonight. So Super is spicy also. Like, he has a bunch of nicknames. Sit down playing some Power Wash Simulator on the Steam Deck while listening to you. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Honestly, that's a really good sim. I tried playing on stream and it was fun, but I felt so bored playing on stream the other day. Necrosphere, at me, I'm that person that downloads way too many games and don't play them all. I have 6 SD cards that are nearly full, with 2 being 1 terabyte cards. Yeah, join the club. I have 2 terabytes in my deck now. I haven't plugged in any SD cards yet into it that I have tons of games on. Because guess what I mainly play these days? Even though I install it, but then again, I do a lot of content. I've had to do videos on it. I've had to do research. I play Cult of the Lamb mainly right now. Mumbles, Turrets, and Drones saying, "Are you still there?" I can't do the video. Don't get mad at me for doing voices, especially when it's voices like that. I can't do that. Chalice, yeah, I've been playing MCC and Breath of the Wild and Fortnite all on the deck. Pretty nice having all the games on one device. I will have to say, I have played emulated game. I don't do a lot of emulations because there's so many games. I've been a big PC gamer for my whole life, so there's always a ton of games to go back to. But playing Mario Kart, the newest Mario Kart on Switch, on the Steam Deck was surreal for me. It was so weird to play it on the Steam Deck. Loved it. Loved it. Nintendo, I did not say anything, just as a little censor point. Okay, let's get into let's get into GPD Win Max 2 mini gaming laptop with the Ryzen 7000 series, which is similar to the Ryzen, or to the, I guess Ryzen, but the AMD Z1 Extreme, I'm assuming. There's the reason I go over this is because I still need to do a review. I still promised everyone I'd do a review one days. Honestly, this one looks much cooler. It's black. It's all black, everything like that. I really like the way it looks. They've added this Oculink port for high-speed connections to external GPU, which is cool. I wish the Asus one was using the Oculink. Awesome. Supports up to 64 gigs. I have 32 gigs, which I feel like needs to be the minimum now, especially if VRAM is being shared. This looks promising. So let's look at so if you max it out, and why, I don't know why they give so many different like just choose one. Just choose one SKU. Stop making it so complicated. I really hate it. So the newest, the 2023. So this is the old one. This is the one I have, which is a beast, by the way. So the new 7840 has 8 cores. It has the 7080 RDNA 3 with 12 compute units, which is a beast. This thing, if it's spec'd anything like the ROG Ally. It's going to be similar, if not a little bit more powerful, because the way it's built, I do think allows for a little bit more power. The screen on the GBD WinMax 2 is amazing. I'm sad because I'm probably going to have to sell my GBD WinMax 2, and I need to get a review out for you guys. So it's a really good device. It definitely decimates the Steam Deck in performance. I say decimates, it's like 30% faster, but I'm really surprised in how much better it is at times. Bones Coffee. I do have, just as a heads up, I do have Bones Coffee. If you want to try a new coffee out and you want to help support the channel, you can go into the link below for, I both have a link that's going to give you 10%, 20% off maybe, or you can use the other link and just save. If you've already got an account, or already made a purchase, or have already made a purchase with my stuff, you get yourself some Bones Coffee. I will have to say, this last batch I got wasn't quite as good, so I'm going to be getting some more Bones Coffee soon. Like the strawberry cheesecake is a really good one. The cotton candy was pretty good, but I was a little disappointed in the cereal one I got. But then again, sometimes you have to pair it with the right creamer, and it is subtle. It's not meant to be like an intense flavor. It's meant to be a very like smooth flavor. I still like Bones though. Okay, so nothing really exciting. This is going to have very similar specs to the ROG Ally's Extreme version. So there should be. Oh, also, I'm going to be trying to do a stream party tomorrow. So when the Asus ROG Ally announcement goes off tomorrow, I'm going to be watching. I'll be streaming it. So, oh yeah, Lomkey, the Fox did a test with the Steam Deck and the WinMax 2. Yes, like way back in the day. Yeah, I've done some tests too. I just haven't published those things. If you're talking about the newest WinMax 2, I do need to watch that then. Nicholas Cold of the Lamp is amazing. Windows 11 needs 4 gigs. Yes, Linux needs what? How much does Linux need? Like a gig or 2? Like, I mean, Linux still needs RAM. That is not the biggest issue, is the 4 gigs it needs. Windows needs some debloating, but I don't think Windows 11 is that bloated these days, is it? I thought they've removed a lot of legacy code in the past, but that's not even the biggest problem. There's just not enough allocated to the VRAM, but yeah. 16 gigs, like the Steam Deck VRAM still has issues with 16 gigs. So even you can get 11 down to 2 gigs. Well, that is nice. But here's the thing. Steam Deck still struggles with VRAM issues too. So 24 or 32 gigs needs to be the new way, personally. I know it does cost more, but if you're wanting every AAA title to play in the near future, you're going to probably have to switch to something like that. It sucks. Same, Cascoder. Because I do think that 16 gigs is going to limit a little bit, which is unfortunate. Which is weird, but unfortunate. Necrosphere, Brink 10 games for $30 or pay whatever you want for a Humble Bundle Capcom Heroic Collection. Included Monster Hunter, Rise, Street Fighter, and Mega Man Collection. I posted on the Discord again. Thank you, Necrosphere. That is awesome. Love those. I'm also thinking about doing a sales newsletter. So if you're not yet subscribed at gamesreveal.com, subscribe there. We have articles. I have more articles coming out. I'm gonna be doing sales probably in the next day or two article with all these things collected together. But honestly, it is very helpful next year to send those out. This is the addition, so my GBD WinMax 2 does not have an Oculink external GPU connector. It does have USB 4, and you can kind of do it, but it's best to have like a dedicated solution for eGPUs these days, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Not comfortable. I'm still 100% convinced if you're going to be playing this for more than 30 minutes to an hour, not a great device. If you're going to be using it to watch, to do a little bit of programming, to do whatever, I really like the device. And the screen is awesome. I love the size of the screen. Honestly, I kind of want a Steam Deck like this. I want my Steam Deck to like be flat. Oh, you know what? I'm all down for that. let's make it a little bit flatter and then have a screen that pops up. I'd be down for that. Kind of like the old NVIDIA Shield. If they dedicated more to the controller for this and less to the keyboard, I'd love it. Like a 3DS, yeah. Because this screen is beautiful. The size of it is beautiful. I want a bigger screen. We're all going to get older, so we're going to want something that's bigger, right, guys? Okay, so PS5 tipped for release sometime after 2027. Here's what we need. Here's what we know. We don't need to go too far into this, but yeah, they're gearing up for 2027 as the year that PS6 comes out. I think next year is the PS4 Pro or PS6 or 5 Pro. Jeez. Sorry, I need to get a drink. So, yeah. I don't want to go too deep into this. I'm sure there's a lot more rumors that are going to come out with specs and all that goodness, but it is interesting that in 4 years is when they're planning to release the next version. Not surprised, though. Maybe by 2027 games will come out. Yeah, that is brutal, Cascoder. Also, with these systems, they're very iterative, meaning if they continue to use AMD, if they continue to use the architecture that they're using, it's not hard to make them compatible. So PS3, PS4, PS5, they're not a major deal when they go to new systems. It definitely looks better and performs better, but it's easier to make them backwards compatible, right? So, yeah, I'm always down for more systems. So if I like seeing a 4 to 5 year cycle on my. That's what I do with my computers. They last me for about 4 years. Well, it depends. It depends. Yeah, but yeah. Low key, no need to use eyes anymore. I'm not that old. I'll still be able to use my eyes by then. I kind of get what you're going at. Jedi Survivor optimization has begun for the deck. It sounds like definitely sounds like the update, and LoJack is also pissed that the new update is hurting high-end computers for the Star Wars Jedi Survivors game, but is helping devices like the Steam Deck more and more. So they're starting to already optimize for lower-end devices. They need to do better testing because they're fixing the low end, screwing over the high end, which is an interesting concept. Interesting. As far as news, I think that is it. What do you guys have? Do you guys have anything for me? Show me what you got. You guys have slowed down in the chat a little bit. Necrosphere, I picked up Cold of the Lamb while on sale, and I played the version first. It's so good. Yeah, I'm not going to say what that was. The flag of Cross, or Skull and Bones, that is. Yeah, so, we've hit the end of our news. As far as what's going to happen for Games Revealed, I have a couple of videos that I'm going to hopefully... I hate promising things, because I feel like if I overpromise, then I just don't end up doing it, because I feel overwhelmed. I am working on multiple videos for the next week. I released one today, which is nice to get back into things. My wife is also working on a really fun project that I'm not... Should I hint? It's going to be a personality shorts kind of video. It's going to be pretty funny. I'm liking what I've seen so far. So, as far as tomorrow, keep an eye out. I'm going to stream around the time the Asus ROG Allies announcement video goes off. So their stream. I will also, depending on if I don't get a job by the end of this week, if I'm not sure that by the end of this week or beginning of next week, well, we'll see. I'm going to be doing an all-day stream soon. So I'm going to be attempting to do, I don't know if it's going to be a 24-hour stream. I'm getting kind of old for that, and I don't want to screw up my sleep. I just really don't. I mean, you guys can watch me sleep. I can sleep right over there. You guys could be like, see me brush my teeth, rise and shine, go to bed. if we could do a 30 day stream, doing it on, I think I'm going to do it on Twitch. I am curious to see how YouTube streaming's going. You know, the Brink channel, by the way, it won't be on Games Revealed. Games Revealed, I try to keep a little bit more professional, and you seeing me in my birthday suit is not going to help with that. Mumble's not that kind of streamer. No. Okay, so here's the thing about me. I like doing challenges. I like doing things. I like trying things. I like doing a lot of different things. So Slowjack, while it would be cool to see stream all day, best of luck on getting some good news with your interviews. What are you saying, Lowjack? He's gonna say I'm not gonna get good news if I stream all day. I can step away. I'm gonna take breaks if I did it. I don't know if I do a 24-hour stream, but I like trying things. So if I sit there and play games and chat with people all day, I'm happy with that. I'm not gonna do it every day. I'm not the concept of doing challenges too sounds kind of fun, but I'm not gonna sleep in front of the camera. Don't worry. Unless I don't know. Okay, so BT Maverick, EU reportedly likely to pass the Microsoft deal, but after hearing the same from the CMA, I'm going to wait until I actually see it happen. Yeah, it's going to take a very long thing before yeah, we'll see. I'm still not convinced that Microsoft's deal is going to go through. I personally, I want to see it kind of go through because I think Blizzard's going to die if it doesn't, because they're imploding. They're so mismanaged. I'm surprised their board has not fired the CEO, the whole executive level, and replaced him with people that actually deserve that position and would grow that company really well. There's got to be, like, dude, their middle management's got to do a much better job than their exec management. So yeah. True Blue Magic Dude, I remember putting Windows emulator on my NVIDIA Shield to play Ninja Turtles Rescue Palooza, the Streets of Rage remake. Good times. Oh my gosh. That is awesome, True Blue. Lumkey, who doing the fix, Valve or EA on the Jedi game? I think this is a changelog for... this is a Proton change. So there's changes going on both sides. I know a couple of weeks ago that Valve, the Proton team, did some preemptive fixes for Jedi Survivor, but it also sounds like Jedi Survivor, they're also working on fixes for it. So, Lowjack, I thought you said you would stream if you didn't get the job. Oh, well, if I don't get called and I get the job before this weekend, then yeah. As of right now, it's not looking likely that I'm going to be getting a hired phone call. So I have the Revealed app. If I get to a good enough point there, I mean, I have to do something. I can make more videos. I could stream all day and try to pump up my numbers that way. Do something productive. Mumbles, at this point, not sure if Microsoft's going to Activision Blizzard or not to acquire them. Okay. Lone key for me, I don't want Microsoft to buy it. I can't stop them if they do. I mean, but here's the thing. Activision Blizzard is going to self-destruct and die. I don't know if there's any hope at this point. And I have too many IPs, too many games that Blizzard's make that I love that I'm already dying a little inside every time they release something. So I personally think Microsoft will do some good by it. Bare minimum, get rid of the top execs that are right there. Right now, they're poisoning the company. Personal opinion on that. Mumbles, didn't Valve just update Counter-Strike 2 in Source Engine 2? Yeah, when does that come out? It's still in limited test, I believe, right? Which is, I mean, yeah. The volumetric smoke that they've introduced is so cool. Yeah, when you fire, see it move. That's so cool. That's so cool. Not gonna lie. Smoke is going to be a much bigger deal in this. Yeah, you see it pop out. I don't like doing grenades or anything like that. I'm a shoot kind of guy. Vuzzle, welcome. Not going to lie, I thought Xbox was better at first. Then I saw all the beautiful PlayStation exclusives. Oh, yeah. No, PlayStation has an amazing exclusive lineup. Don't get me wrong. It's one of the reasons why Xbox is buying a lot of third parties that are just like, they know that they can't do it on their own, I guess. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm split on the whole Blizzard Activision acquiring thing. I need to stop drinking liquids on stream. Their other company can buy Blizzard. Blizzard? Okay. Valve buying Blizzard would be awesome. I'm not going to lie. That would be really cool. As long as, but at the same time, we would never get a StarCraft 3. We'd never get a Warcraft. They'd have to cancel Warcraft 3. They just ban it off the stores. Warcraft 3 would not be a thing anymore. So there would be just some downsides, but it'd be kind of interesting little co-op. Mumbles, funny enough, my brother got banned from Counter-Strike 2, but never played it. What? That is funny. Lomkey, and Sony has less money. Well, yes, technically, but no. They make a lot of money from their gaming division, so I don't know if that's fair to say. It's sometimes hard in a big company to allocate to a sector that you're not sure is going to make the money back. Cascoder, Sony allegedly made a deal with Konami for exclusivity for Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, Castlevania, in addition to Silent Hill 2 exclusive. Is Silent Hill 2 exclusive? That is interesting, though. Lomkey, they have less money making little better games. Okay, well, when we're talking about Sony and Microsoft, their budget doesn't matter. When you do like the equals to each other and one's like greater than the other when it comes to money, does not matter when you get to that level of money. Yes, Wolf. Do not forget to like, subscribe, bash that bell with your crowbar. It's honestly, I love doing these streams every week. Vuzzle, it's actually shocking that Sony beats Xbox with their titles currently. Microsoft has trillions. Yeah. It is kind of surprising, honestly. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I just want good games. I like the Valve way of it. They're just like, we're gonna make a couple good games. That's what I want. That's all I want, guys. But then again, who am I to say? I like Redfall, so I probably don't know what a good game is. Okay, to be fair though, I like Redfall. I understand why people don't. I'm a huge nut for 4-player co-op games, though. Borderlands, I pretty much like all the Borderlands. I don't like the first one that much. It's kind of boring, but I just like it. I like them. I like being able to play games with friends and my wife, so. Chariot Man Gaming, I have the Steam Deck. I love it, and this Nintendo Switch. Nice. The Nintendo Switch is good. It really is. I like the Steam Deck a little. I like it more, but I really don't play my Switch much, which makes me sad, but I also do play some of my Switch games on my Steam Deck. I just don't want Nintendo to find out. Chariot, the ROG Ally is going to be deadly as well. Yeah, the Performance King is going to be ROG Ally. The overall king that's going to sell because it has presence and everything is probably going to be Steam Deck for this year. So we'll see. We'll see. The ROG Ally looks nice. Their biggest flaw is its Windows, and Windows does not have a good mobile gaming mode. Cascoder, MU Deck needs to hit Windows quick for the ROG Ally. Yes. Vuzzle, we will see all games at Steam at some point anyways from every company. Probably. There's a good chance. No, people are petty enough that they probably won't. And plus, we don't want Steam to be the only company doing it. I know we don't like launchers and everything, but we need a third party that's not tied to a studio to release another launcher. Competition's good. That's all. PC is the strongest market. Honestly, PC is a very profitable market. Low-key, I think bigger flaw of Asus itself is if they just give up when sales are low. Agreed. I would be really surprised if sales are low. So what's probably going to happen is that they're going to be sold out for a few months. Then they'll be probably super packed for these for the holidays. I think if they play their cards right, I think it's going to be a hit this summer. We're almost halfway through the year. It was just making me think that we're almost halfway through the year. We're going to be getting Christmas in over 6 months, which makes me sick. For various reasons, I don't want to bum out people for, but Mumbles, I could see Nintendo making their own PC and mobile launcher in the future. They're really weird because I think if they liked money, they would do more to make it, and I don't see them doing that. So they could, they might not. We'll see. Always fun and interesting to talk about. BT Maverick, unfortunately, Xbox Division doesn't have the same kind of funding for their games as PlayStation has, but we'll see if the changes with their new acquired studios outside of Redfall. Yeah, Redfall probably really hurts some of the chances. We'll see how Starfield goes. Necrosphere, and Nintendo's PC would be at least 3 gens behind the rest. Nintendo's PC. Well, no, it'd be a launcher. It wouldn't be the PC. Cascader, I wouldn't say never. Nintendo is lazy selling the game console for over 5 years. Yeah, they're a little lazy. Okay. Wolf's having fun there setting up stuff. She's awesome. Okay. So, with that, we're going to end today's stream. You can catch me at the same good time, same bad place. I don't know. Some stupid Linus Tech Tips thing. No, but you'll be able to catch us every week here, Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Pacific time, or my time, which is Mountain Standard Time, or Mountain Time, which is 8 p.m. This goes on for about an hour to 2 between that typically. Then afterwards, you can catch me stream on Twitch for another hour or 2 at TH3BR, or yeah, TH3BR. Okay, I was about to do my email or something. So Twitch / TH3BRINK. Thank you, Wolf, for doing all that. Good night, everybody. I'll catch you guys over there if you want to continue playing some games and chatting. As always, this has been a great time. You guys have been a great chat. And honestly, we'll see. We'll see. I agree with all of you. Nintendo is going to fail. The Steam Deck is going to beat Nintendo out. For this year, they're going to outsell Nintendo Switch, and I agree with everyone here, especially you, Lomkey, that mentioned that this is going to be the thing. So thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys next time. Peace out. Later! Like and subscribe, and I guess also become a member. There are memberships now for the stream, or the YouTube channel. Peace out, guys.